What's going on, family? Hope everybody's doing well. I hope everyone is strongly maintaining. Just wanted to holler at everyone real quick on. This is really to my Christian brothers, my black Christian brothers, and what you have to, what we have to start doing as a whole. Because I know, I've been there before, deep, heavily in Christianity, and believing everything in the Bible, just far as all the way from, just all the stories in the Bible, just really been heavily into Christianity. And it wasn't an overnight experience when I came out of that mindset. So you have to think about it. If you have a loved one who's killed by the police and and they die, and it's somebody who is close to you and you love them, you have to be honest that you ain't gonna really want to hear about that Christian bullshit. You know what I'm saying? About that forgiveness. That shit is making y'all weak. Big strong brothers, black brothers, and I appreciate you all being who you are, but don't be hot with me, and it's just what I'm telling you, that you have to get out of that Christianity, man. That's the last bond of straight slavery. That is the last bond of slavery. We got black people who doing well financially all over the world, doing certain things that, slavery even have different levels to it as well. There's people making $300,000 a year who still are slaves, But you have to, that fire that you feel for the brother who passed away, Ashe to the brother, the ancestor. If that happened to somebody in your family, what you gonna do? Ask God to help you, let God take care of it. You know what I'm saying? You know how weak you sound as a man, sounding like that to your goddamn family, to your wife. And if you have a wife and you're a Christian, pretty much you gotta have this taken with a grain of salt and understand it for what it is that the religion that you're believing in and the God that you're believing in is the same God that them white folks worship. And the hard truth is that Jesus in the Bible never really existed. That's a carbon copy from the Egyptian story of Horus, who never existed. It's a mythological creature. Good and goddamn well ain't nobody had no baby without no man. Good and goddamn well ain't no man no wife turned into no pillar of salt, or no man was in no goddamn belly of the fish for no 3 days. The bullshit ass fairy tales that people 60, 70 years old and older still believing in this shit. That's the last bond of slavery. People are, what should we do? What should we do? You got to give that white man back his goddamn religion. That's what you got to do. What religion you gonna do? You're gonna have to get spiritual. You got to get spiritual. You got to get the voodoo. You got to get into that your shit. Your evil ass shit. And it ain't evil. It's evil to them. You got to get into that shit. We do need brothers with guns. We need that shit too. We need brothers who, who gonna start busting on the police. I can't wait for niggas to start busting on the police. But they'll kick a nigga door in, tie him up, slap his wife around, and do. But the police coming, everybody ready to run. I was looking at the story real quick, and I'm gonna cut off. The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. And as I'm looking at it, I'm looking at back in the 90s, how he dominated the 90s. And you're looking at the greatness of Michael Jordan and what he did with his team. And that same black man, he's loved by white people all over the world as long as he's entertaining them. But if he was not, and it's the same black man who would be shot dead in the street if he wasn't entertaining them. But long as he's entertaining them and you look in the crowds, it's all the white people's at the games. Long as you're entertaining them, you're good. They cheat, you know, you good, you safe. But that same, if Michael Jordan wasn't playing basketball, he would be just like the brother who was George Floyd. And it's crazy that, you know, I tell you that Jesus never existed, and it's hard for you to get that. You know, if you have your wife, you have your beautiful black wife, and she a Christian and you a Christian, and truth be told, your wife is more into Jesus than she is to you. Your wife, because the Bible tell you God is the head of Jesus, Jesus is the head of the church, man, and the head of that whole hierarchy. But you didn't give your wife away to a motherfucker who ain't never existed. Straight up. Straight up. So that's what we have to do. If you read the story of Bookman Dada, a Jamaican slave, and the night before the revolution, the Haitian Revolution, he told them, you have to give up the white God. You have to give them the white God back to them. And that's what you have to do, black man. You have to start leading you just have to stop putting your children into sports all the damn time, thinking that they're gonna go in the fucking NFL or the NBA and be treated like a nigga, a $40 million slave. You know what I'm saying? You have to start teaching them spiritual stuff. You have to stop looking into the voodoo, looking into your original spiritual system, because you know this shit don't work for us. You know that Jesus bullshit don't work for us, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know, good and goddamn well, ain't no Jesus gonna come help your ass. And you around here putting up Bible verses about this shit. You a weak ass nigga, man. And I ain't trying to start nothing with you, but I'm just telling you, that's some weak ass shit. You trying her talking about God is gonna take care of it. You know what I'm saying? That's so goddamn weak. That is very weak. The Bible is a book of fairy tales for grown-ups. It's a good book, but you can't take all that shit literally. You can't be 40, 50, 60 years old still believing that a man took two motherfucking animals and put them in a boat and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And sell for 40 days and without any other animals eating one another. You got to use your critical thinking faculties. It's time out for the petty bullshit that they didn't put in your mind through Christianity. Straight up. I'm talking to my black brothers. Because it starts with us. It starts with us. Yeah, that's true. You have to, Jesus never existed. That is motherfucking true. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. And what you got to start doing, you need to erect an ancestral altar in your house. Your mother, your father, your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, whoever done died, you need to start helping them and watch them help you. That's our original spiritual system, is ancestralism. Because they can help us as we help them. But that's all I got real quick, family. Y'all, you know, take this with a grain of salt. You know, it is what it is. We need our warrior class is mostly locked up, but it's more than one way to fight. And you got to be goddamn crazy if you think you're going to really win against these white folks with goddamn guns. Are you crazy? You think you're going to win against it? And all them guns, they made them guns. When the Moors went over, when the Japanese went over and they met with the Moors and they was using them for firecrackers, they was using the gun came from fireworks. And they gave it to the European, and the European said, well, damn, we can kill people with this. That's where the gun come from. It was shooting fireworks up in the air, but when the European got it, he weaponized it. You got to see, he weaponizes everything that he gets his hands on. They came out with the airplane in, 1900s? And 4 or 5 years later, they had guns on the goddamn gun, on the planes. You know what I'm saying? So you have to wake up and know that that's what it is. The last bond of slavery is your mind. You ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change until you give this white man back his religion. All right, peace and blessings. One.